What is up, my ASMR and fragrance family and wanting to be healthier family? It is your boy, Christopher Cologne. So, today I'm going to be going over some other supplements that I have and the supplements that have actually helped me the past, 3 months? Something like that. 2-3 months. Somewhere around there. But, yeah. So, before I get into this, y'all, I know I mention my medical stuff a lot, but for one, I don't really have a life. All I do is work, come home, and I see Leslie, once or twice a week, and I see my kids once or twice a week, and then I watch my granddaughter. Some weeks it's once or twice, some weeks it's 3 or 4 times. It just depends on how her mom and dad's schedule is falling for that week. So, yeah. So, I know I talk about that stuff a lot because, it's kind of like now. Usually whenever I mention it, it's because it's pertaining to something else I'm talking about. Like, if I'm mentioning that I didn't get this, I'm telling y'all about how I didn't get the video recorded when I wanted to, or the reason why, and that could have been the reason why, that would be one reason why, that would be the reason why I mentioned it. So I don't have much of a life. I mention it because it pertains to stuff, that other things that I'm talking about in the video. Sometimes I mention it just because I know some of y'all are new. So, some of y'all are new and maybe haven't heard, and then I kind of just sit down and talk to the camera like I'm talking to a friend or whatever. So, that's the reason why some of the stuff comes out a lot, the medical stuff comes out a lot. That's just like whenever I record the shoe videos, I don't really too much care to keep going through the website, but I go through the website. One of the reasons why I go through, and the main reason why I go through the websites every video, is because I know there's new people watching, so they might not have. But for y'all that have been here a long time, and for me, we've seen those sites over and over already. So, yeah, I just thought I'd give an explanation, which I know I don't really owe anybody an explanation, but I just thought I'd give an explanation. Plus, I could talk about other stuff, but the other stuff I can talk about isn't necessarily ASMR-ish. And if you're on my face, if you're one of the people that is on my personal Facebook, which there's a few of y'all, you know that I can talk about a lot of pretty inflammatory shit. So, and that is not really productive as far as whenever you're trying to relax and watch an ASMR video. So, that's kind of the reason why I mentioned some of the stuff that I mentioned. Just thought I'd throw that out there, y'all. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into this, because I've already mentioned that I've already talked about that for 4 minutes. So we got some of the supplements that has made me feel better. So I'm still struggling with a lot of stuff, the dizziness and digestive issues and my heart doing crazy things and all that. But something that helped with the heavy brain fog that I was feeling, and it wasn't, and when I say brain fog, I'm not just talking about it's hard to find words, or I lose track of what I'm saying and this and that. I do that, but that's not what I'm talking about. When I say brain fog, it is a physical cloudiness in my head. It's just a really cloudy feeling. So, But yeah, so like there was that, and I was struggling with a lot of fatigue, like extreme fatigue. It didn't matter how much I slept or anything, I was still absolutely exhausted. And a lot of times it was feeling like my body was trying to fight off something. I felt like I got to wear so much of the time in the past the few months prior to the past couple months. I felt like I was fighting off something a whole lot. So, and could it have been a vitamin deficiency? Maybe so. Could it have been something from long COVID? Because since I caught COVID, about a month after I got over COVID, I've struggled with this stuff on and off. It'll rear its head for a while, and then it'll back off for a while, and then it comes back for a while. So that's like it came back in March or October, and it doesn't necessarily fully go away. When it goes away, it just it calms down. So I figured I'd go over some of the supplements that have helped, because I've seen a couple of y'all say that you struggle with lightheadedness and everything too. And I don't know if it's coming from my Chiari. I assume it's coming from my Chiari, because Chiari malformation, if you're newer and you don't know, it's where your cerebellum herniates into your spinal column. So I don't know if my Chiari is getting worse and it's pushing on my brainstem, because it's kind of what happens, or it blocks the flow of your cerebral spinal fluid going in and out of your skull. So it does a bunch of things. So I don't know if it's that, or if I have cervical instability, where when my head moves, it's just the way my spine is supposed to align doesn't necessarily stay aligned. Things start moving out of place. I don't know if it's something when I move certain ways or whatever, if stuff is cutting the blood flow, pinching nerves, or I don't know. So it's something going on. I want to go see an upper cervical specialist too, but to see if that's what's doing everything, because I'm getting more and more, I'm getting to where I can feel my lightheadedness and my dizziness and everything like that coming from the back of my neck and the back of my head. And when I walk, and I walk with a limp too, so it makes stuff worse. When I walk, I can feel I'm just not, my body isn't balanced, structurally I'm not balanced. So, but I figured since this video's on that, I give a little bit of an explanation. I go way farther into it, but I'm already 8 minutes into the video just on these two things. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so first thing is what I think, I have ashwagandha and GABA, and GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid. So it's a neurotransmitter. And ashwagandha is an adaptogen, so it helps your body, or supposedly helps your body adapt to stress and everything. So I really should start taking this again, but which I've only taken a few, and then I quit. That's just I quit taking the full spectrum binder. So because I got to thinking, because I was taking that just in case mold and stuff is what was causing this stuff, which that's what it could be, but I don't think so, because when I'm at work and I'm doing the motions at my job, all this starts tightening up more, and I start getting pressure in my, I don't just feel like a band of pressure, I can feel it in the center. And considering I have the syrinx in my spine that can affect the flow of fluid, since I have the Chiari that can affect the flow of fluid, it could be bothering the syrinx and everything like that too. So who knows? There's so many different routes that you can go with all this, as to why this is causing this and that and everything. But I figured if it is the mold, this probably probably isn't going to do anything. So, because I'm still in the toxic environment because of the mold in my house that I haven't gotten rid of yet, because I can't afford to tear apart this place any more than what I already did. So, but yeah, ashwagandha is an adaptogen, so it's supposed to help with stress. I probably should start taking it. And but yeah, GABA is it's a naturally occurring amino acid in the body, a neurotransmitter that slows down like hyperactivity and stuff like that. So it pretty much messes with nerve signals. So like it's supposedly it can help with calming anxiety and this and that. I don't know. I probably should get GABA by itself and start taking that too and see if that does anything, because I do have anxiety from the symptoms and stuff. So, but yeah, this is ashwagandha and GABA, and I'm not gonna go 100% into this stuff like I could, but then I have glutathione. And glutathione is a antioxidant, and it does a lot for the mitochondria. So, but that is a fermented glutathione, and one of my friends gave me this whenever I went and seen them. So, and then we have N-acetylcysteine NAC, which is a precursor to glutathione, and they give this like Tylenol overdose and stuff. And I took this once, and a little while later I had extreme anxiety the rest of the day, on and off. I just kept coming in and out of it. Now, could that have been something that because I was eating a lot of peanut butter, and when I eat a lot of peanut butter, I tend to have a lot more anxiety or whatever the hell it is that's going on with me. So, could it have been the peanut butter that I was eating finally getting to me, or maybe it was this? I don't know. I'm afraid to try it again. So, because that day was fucking horrible. But yeah, so that's N-acetylcysteine. We can go into that more at some other point in time if you want. Okay. Yeah, and I got other ones up here, but we'll just go into, we'll actually get into this stuff now. Okay, so what we have is Benfotiamine, and I started taking this, and which this is a synthetic vitamin B1. It's a fat soluble right here, fat and water soluble vitamin B1. It's a synthetic vitamin B1, which vitamin B1 is thiamine, and thiamine is really important to the body, the nervous system, and all that. Like without B1, your nervous system is going to have a lot of problems. So, and then you can get something called berry and stuff like that. So, which I was kind of wondering whenever I ran across vitamin B1, and I started thinking, well, shit, maybe that's what's going on with me. So I read into it a little bit, and read a lot of people's comments, because that's what I like doing. That's where you really see what's helping people and what's not, because people will comment and be like, man, that shit didn't do a damn thing for me, or that helped me a lot, and this and that, and you know, you can go see the profiles and really check if they're bots or whatever, you know. So yeah, I like getting people's their word for it. So I'll read a lot of comments under videos and other things, but yeah, Benfotiamine, and I was taking these every day. I was taking like a whole one every day, but evidently that was too much, because while it was helping me, while it helped the brain fog, it was causing my nerve pains in my foot to get really bad, and they were changing like I've had these things since I was 14 years old. They're the same all the time, you know, depending on where they are. Well, they're a little bit different from time to time, but they became totally different. So what I started doing was I quit taking it so much, and like whenever I take it, I bust a capsule open and just take some of it instead of taking the whole capsule. So, but yeah, vitamin B1, I really think this is what cut my brain fog. So, and we can go into more. I want to do this. I want to go more into this stuff on the Let's Talk channel. So, because this is just, this in the Let's Talk channel is different, you know. So, okay. And then yeah, probiotics. I haven't been taking these like I need to. I need to take them more. But, I've been wondering if my digestive problems are coming from my autonomic nervous system just being way out of whack, you know, or if it's because I have something like SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which if you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, probiotics can actually make it worse. If, you know, I don't think it does it all the time, but it can. So I got these, but I haven't been taking them. And these actually come from where I used to work, Hallelujah Acres, which is now called the HD diet. So, but yeah, so I really need to start taking these. But, yeah. And then, well, we'll go into this. And vitamin C. And vitamin C is an antioxidant. And vitamin C, I didn't realize it, but I found out very recently, that it helps your body absorb iron, which a lot of vitamins, they kind of work in unison. They help one nutrient absorb, and then that one helps another one absorb, your body absorb another one, and this and that, you know. So, but yeah, so if you have an iron problem and you're having to take iron, it's probably a good thing to take vitamin C too if you can. Like, I'm no doctor, but shit, it's all over the internet. I'm just telling you what I've read and everything. So, I mean, you know, like everybody says, consult with your doctor or whoever first, but just, like, I'd look into stuff. Like my daughter, she's extremely low on vitamin B12, vitamin D, which vitamin D is crucial for the body. She's low on iron, vitamin D, B12, and then I think something else. So I told her, I was like, man, you need to start taking the iron and you need to start taking the vitamin C so your body will absorb it better, because that's one thing that she was saying, that when she was getting infusions, they didn't understand why her body wasn't absorbing certain things. Well, blood work doesn't always pick up on stuff being low. That's just like it ain't gonna always pick up on magnesium being low. So, and like, I've had infection, you know, like my foot has been infected and it didn't pick up on anything, but yet they had to they hospitalized me because my foot was that bad. But blood work didn't show anything. Like, I think a lot of times blood work is shit, in all honesty. So, I mean, it'll help out for this and that and here and there, but I definitely don't think it shows everything. That's like, look at all the people with thyroid problems. Their blood levels will show them as good, and they'll go for years with a fucked up thyroid, and then finally you get a doctor that does this or does that test and figures it out, you know, and then they get put on medication and they're better, or, you know, they end up having surgery and being put on medication. Yet for years, they blood work and everything was showing they were fine, but they weren't. So, but I swear, I gotta be the only ASMR artist that has a fly problem. in the spring and summertime. Because, look, it's spring and now the fly is back. It's like, dude, you only live for like a few days. Where in the hell are you know, what the hell? So, but yeah, so I take vitamin C. And that could be another reason why I don't feel like I'm fighting something off all the time, too. So, okay. And then we have magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate. Now, this, I think, is what got rid of the fatigue and everything. So, and, yeah, I'm pretty sure the glycinate is what keeps me from being so tired. And it took a couple weeks after taking these things to start feeling a difference. This shit's got to build up in your system. So, but you're different. You have different kind of magnesiums, and it just depends on what it's bound to. Like this one's magnesium glycinate, and then you got magnesium threonate, and then you got magnesium citrate, and then you have magnesium oxide. You have so many different kinds, and magnesium oxide is, from everything I've read and videos I've watched and stuff, magnesium oxide is the least, it's the cheapest and the least absorbable. So it's not all that absorbable, and we don't get a whole lot of magnesium. So, like, a lot of people are really deficient in it. And even though my blood work never showed that I was low in magnesium, it sure has helped out a lot since I've been taking this. And I take this morning and at night. So, I take this at night, magnesium threonate, and magnesium threonate is more for your brain and stuff. So, like each one does different. So it does more of this or more of that. Like magnesium citrate, which I had to quit taking that because it was fucking up my stomach. It was making my stomach even worse. I've noticed since I quit taking it and started taking this again, my stomach isn't as bad as it was getting. So, but yeah, and these are just gummies. I love the way they taste. The gummies are shit, really. I think really, I'd rather have a good, as clean as you can get powder. But I love the taste of the gummies, so I go with them. Plus, these are only like $12. And you know, you go from different company, your quality changes. So, and just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's good quality. So, just remember that. Okay, then I got a multivitamin with D3, B12, and zinc, and it has more than that in it. Like, it's got vitamin A, vitamin C, so, but it's a lot lower at the levels. I can't see shit. It's got folate. So let's see. It's got folate, vitamin B6, vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin A. It's got biotin, vitamin B12, pantothenic acid, where's that at? Iodine, zinc, selenium, and chromium. So, and a lot of those are 100% or more. Some of them are less than 100%. But, yeah. This, I haven't really felt a big difference difference since I've added this in, but I'm sure it's helping somewhere. So and what else? And if I spoke wrong on one or two things, y'all, my bad. This was just kind of showing y'all what I've been doing and what I've been taking, and I'm trying to stay off from making this video way too long, so I'm trying to have a fight what I say about stuff, because once I really start going into something and breaking it down, I'm just going to keep going. Y'all know how I do. That's like in the shoe video. I started talking about, what was it? I started talking about, because I started talking about the shoe store in the mall, 30 minutes away from here, and then I started going into other stuff, and then I never went back to it. So, y'all know how I do, so that's the reason why I'm trying to stay out of talking about each thing extensively, because I'll go right into it, and then I might go way off on a tangent, and I'm trying not to do it just like I'm starting to do it now. So, but yeah. So what has made the big difference in me is the vitamin B1, the magnesium glycinate, and, well, the two things that made the big difference in me are these right here, because I didn't incorporate this until later, and I didn't incorporate the vitamin C until later. Or no, I did. I was taking the vitamin C the whole time, so the vitamin C probably did play a bigger role. Might have played a bigger role in it than what I'm thinking. But this is what I didn't incorporate. Now, I was starting to take vitamin B12. I do think I started it all taking vitamin B12 gummies, because my blood work did show that my vitamin B12 was low. But I don't think that seemed to help. If I'm remembering right, it didn't seem to help. Things didn't really change until I started taking that. So, yeah, if y'all want to look into this stuff, go ahead and look into it and everything. And, you know, like I said, if you're going to look into the magnesium, look into all the different magnesiums, because each one will affect you differently. So, like, I don't remember if I said it, but citrate has more of a laxative effect. So, and this is chelated too. So, but yeah, the citrate bothers my stomach, whereas in the threonate and the glycinate don't. So, but yeah. So if y'all want to go ahead and look into this stuff, then there you go. But I'm gonna get off here, y'all. Get a thumbnail, lay down while I'm editing this, because the longer I'm up, the worse I feel. So, y'all take it easy, and I will have another lot of noise going on. So, y'all take it easy. I have another shoe video coming Wednesday, because I just got them. I was going to do it today, but then I was like, you know what? But I'll go ahead and make this, because I've been wanting to do it. So, sorry for some of the noises and everything, and the choppy editing probably in the last bit. But, dude up the road started up his motorcycle, and you're probably hearing it right now. So, that's the reason for that. But I'm going to get off here, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one. And peace, 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 peace.